We're watching another video. This is a live video, yes. Today, okay. So what I want to say is, yeah, I'm not really feeling uh up to where I should be for streaming, but nonetheless, I'm gonna stream anyway. So there's a couple of things that I kind of want to talk about. I'm gonna be hitting the road soon, but there's just a couple of things I want to talk about. So, I recently just left and came back from Indiana. I can't tell you exactly where I went. I just want to let you guys know that while I was out there, I was actually learning some things as I was going around. I was talking to a couple of my buddies, and I just came to a realization that I am not exactly where I want to be in life. Like, I'm doing things that kind of do put a smile on my face, but at the same time, I'm not exactly happy, if that makes sense. Like, even though, I do things that would you would think would make me happy, but it's not fulfilling. Like, the things I do are not fulfilling, and I want to address those issues and address those feelings that I have. And I want to share them and allow people to also think about what it is that is uh, not so appealing about what's going on in you guys' lives and in you guys' heads, and give you some sort of idea as to things that you could possibly do in order to make yourself a bit happier, to feel a little bit better, to grow as a person. I personally want to grow as a person. So the things that I want to mention in this video is pretty important, pretty going on about my current situation. And currently, I'm financially straight. Actually financially vulnerable and emotionally vulnerable, and I really don't like the feeling of being vulnerable where I'm at. Like, I really truly don't like my current vulnerability. Don't get me wrong, sometimes, you know uh sometimes you have to be vulnerable, but at this point, like, my vulnerability right now isn't the kind of vulnerability that I'm looking for. Like, throughout my whole life, I've been very, very vulnerable, and the way I've been getting vulnerable wasn't the way I was hoping for. So, but back on to the topic, I am financially vulnerable. Like, I have money, don't get me wrong, but I don't have enough to settle my issues, settle my constraints. I Basically, it's like I'm being locked down with a lot of chains and just being held down by finances. And honestly, I don't have to be chained down. I don't have to be locked up in any kind of way with these constraints. But I am. So I'm trying to figure out a way to get out of those constraints. Um, like I said, I recently just went to Indiana, and I talked to a couple of my friends about my feelings and about my financial issues. I didn't get down and dirty into, like, my um, how much money I am in debt or anything like that. But I did, however, mention that there was an issue with my money and that I am in trouble. So um, the first things that they said is, well, how are you going about? As far as taking care of myself, it's a lot. Honestly, it is a lot harder than a lot of people think, but at the same time, it could be quite easy if you know what to do. So I'm trying to figure out what to do. Um, and the first thing that they said is, well, first off, do you love yourself? And I'm like, of course. But at the same time, you're like, what does it mean to love yourself? Like, how do you go about loving yourself? And I was just like, that's a good question. And I had no answers. So the first thing that came up for financial is, how about you just, find something, find a specific job that will keep you in check. Find you a job that will um, give you stable income. And I'm like, okay, but what does that mean for me? Does that mean I would have to stay where I live at? Does that mean I would have to leave out of Delaware, go to another state? What does that mean for me? Does that mean I have to, you know, find other avenues to make more money? Does that mean I have to go back to school? What? So, in my case, um, like I said, in certain people's cases, you don't necessarily have to go back to school. You don't necessarily have to go to school to start up a business or whatever. But at the same time, you do need indeed some capital to get you started. So, um, but right now I'm trying to figure out where I'm heading, and I'm really thinking about going back to school for my own reasons. I am a businessman. I figure that I like doing business, and in order to do anything remotely for business, I would have to, yeah, I would probably have to go back to school. I would have to finish up my business degree and, maybe seek out, stable income that involves business. Now, I do have a couple of things that I run by myself. Well, technically, I don't run them by myself. Between me and my mom, we both run a couple of things, but I don't want to harp on that. I want to talk about what that means for me. So, in order to make those things happen for me, I have to um, put myself in a position where I'm not, you know, battling the money issue. And so I have to figure out what I could do that will somewhat, it doesn't have to be something that will make me happy right off the bat, but I do have to find something that will make me some potential income that will keep me straight even for a while, even after I get the business and stuff started. So, um, so I had this question that's been popping up lately, and the first thing it said is, "What exactly do you want to do?" And the first thing that came up into my head is, um, I want to be an influencer. I kind of want to influence other people. I want to talk to other people, like you guys here. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, so I'm kind of second guessing my life as well, and it's really not like I said, it's not fulfilling for me. Like I'm currently a home health aide, and I'm like, is this really what I wanted to do? Like, is this something that just happened to be like right there in my face, or was that just something that I thought, hey, uh, let's give it a shot, or like honestly, to me, it's not stable. Um, if I were to find something that I would say is stable, I would find like a job that pays at least uh, 30, 40, maybe 50K a year, or something that's like 100K a year. But here where I live at, there's really no places like that. The best places I could probably go be like Maryland, or go out to a city somewhere, um, work for a company that actually makes those figures. But it makes you question about the finer things in life, and it really did make me think of the finer things in life. I, if nobody knew this, I work for the service, the army to be exact. And don't get me wrong, the job is great. I love doing the job that I do. But at the same time, is it something that I wanted to do forever? People keep asking me over and over, do you want to keep going with this field? No, I don't. I'm sorry. I used to a long time ago, but I don't do that anymore. I also used to collect Yu-Gi-Oh as well, but I don't do that anymore. I guess when I older, I completely cut off all of that, and play Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or anything like that, or collect them at all. So I hear you. So, oh, okay, cool. So then you're at a good age to hear what I'm saying, and hopefully, when you get to a part where you're old enough to make decisions like finding a job that suits you, and being a better adult, then you could, you know, likely, do better than I am now. But so here's what I'm trying to say. I do have to make better life choices. As far as being a teenager, you do have to. Oh, um, I technically drive truck. I do transportation. I did you know move fuelers, give others fuel, stuff like that. But now I do things where like I pick up other trucks, flatbeds. Um, sometimes we do drop off other vehicles, um, that sort of stuff. Pick up other people, stuff like that. You know how the army is most of the time with truck drivers. Well, somewhat, yes. Humvees do carry weapons on them. They're up armored Humvees, but mostly what we're driving is like pickup vehicles, like 915 vehicles, stuff like that. Heavy vehicles. So um, yeah. So um, like I said, I could be doing that as a job. I could be a truck driver, but like I said, it's not something that I wanted to do for a long time. But at the same time, being in the army, a lot of people keep asking me, "Hey, would you be interested in finishing up your 20 years?" 20 years for me would be retirement, basically. Um, I could go a full four. I could do a full 20 years. Well, I've already started my first 8, and I'm about to finish up on my first 8, which is my first contract. But you don't necessarily have to be doing an 8-year contract. You could go active duty and only do 6 years. To answer that question, no. I haven't been active duty. I sort of wish I had, because when I was younger, say about like 18, 19, when I first joined, I um, I kind of wanted to go, but my thought process wasn't where it should have been. I was too focused on going to school, and like I said, nowadays schools are pretty much asking people to, make sure that they go to school. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Is she still in there, or is she retired, or is she, trying to get out? Um, but yeah, so right now, like I said, I've tried to go before. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, bud. Yeah, I'm truly sorry. Um, but yeah, I went in, and my first year, I had to. I was fresh out of basic at AIT, and the first thing that happened was I was like, well, can I? Uh, Currently, I'm in Delaware, Ellendale, Delaware. I don't know if you guys know where that's at, um, but it's literally like a small town in like the southern part of Delaware before you hit the beach. Um, but yeah, it's like for me, it was the first year, second year, I was asking to go active duty. Oh yeah, I'm outside. Definitely, I'm standing outside right now. I'm in my yard. Like, see, this is my yard, my house, a couple cars in the yard. So but yeah. So back to what I was saying. So I was in the yeah. So I'm in the reserve, and I was just like, hey, I want to go active duty, and it was just like you have to spend a year in your unit, or you have to spend 6 months with your unit, or something like that. So it's like, all right, cool. So I spent my 6 months after. No, not really. I mean, it's my house, but it's not my house. I currently live with my mom. Not trying to be. I'm sorry. I can hop in my car and talk. But yeah, like I was saying. So let me go ahead and hop in the car real quick. Okay. Oh man. How about that? All right. So back to what I was saying. Uh, so yeah, I asked if I could. You have to spend 6 months with your unit, and I was like, okay, cool. So I spend my 6 months, and after those 6 months, that's when they said, uh, um, they said, okay, you you, you want to go out this turn my paperwork over to my captain because uh, I'm on LTE though. Yeah, no, we're not sending. Okay. All right. A year goes by, third year comes around, and I was like, okay, fill out the paperwork again. This time, hopefully, I get to go. My first sergeant comes out and says, have you passed PT? And I was like, yeah, I've passed PT. And the second thing they say is, well, um, we're not letting people go active duty because we don't have enough people in this unit. There's about only 50 people in this unit. We're supposed to have 150. And I'm like, what does that have to do with me at all? Like, I'm supposed to be trying to go active duty. You guys are holding me back from my career. Like, if I had that chance to go active duty like I was asking for, I probably would have stayed in. The reason I'm feeling like I'm not staying in is because I've been let down so many times as far as the army. Now, don't get me wrong, this is just my own personal experience. If you feel like you want to go, have at it. I mean, it's a good amount of money in it. Um, I say you could make about mm, like going for retirement. I guess you could say you make a good like 20, 30, maybe even 40 grand if you play your cards right in the service, go on your first contract. But you should try to strive for a retirement. That way you're not sitting and like, oh, yeah. So like I said, yeah, so if you want, just you could join the army and you know pick which job you want to. I chose truck driving because I felt like that was easiest um, for me. Even though I knew nothing about trucks, I could literally go. I know everything about a truck now. I could actually go and tinker with it a bit, or find the issues with the truck, or drive them, operate them now. So there's a plus side to being in the army, um, and it's not necessarily you getting sent out right away. Like even if you're army, you're not necessarily getting sent out right away. You're you're still going active duty. You could be in another unit working every day or something like that, or you could be on base working every day. You go from state to state every once in a while, so it's not always bad. Um, but as far as war, if war does happen, like I said, you're most likely not gonna always be going, but you do have a choice now. It is a choice. I'm a PFC, E3. So, um, so being that uh, being that now you can still be active duty but not go to war, doesn't necessarily mean that they won't ask you if you want to go or tell you that hey you're getting moved here and there and everywhere. It just means that you know you're opted to go, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, I chose to be in the army, so I'm in there. But it's up to you to make sure that you are fit, making sure that you're healthy, making sure that you do pretty much everything that was said in your contract. Because if not, then you're going to be in trouble with yourself and you're going to be in trouble with the army as well. I've been to that position and I still am in that position where maybe I may have messed up, but at the same time, I was being messed over. So my experiences aren't your experiences. I'm just saying be careful so that your experiences don't be my experiences. All right. So, um, but yeah, as far as the army is good as long as you don't get messed over. Um, Anywhere is actually pretty good as long as you don't get messed over. You don't necessarily have to be in the army. You could join the Air Force. The Air Force is actually pretty good too. Um, Air Force, you get to do your job, but when you get off work, pretty much, which is like a 9 to 5, you could pretty much go and work out or hang out, or since you're on base, you could go to a bar, do whatever, as long as you don't come back hammered or you pretty much look out for yourself. But as far as the army, you have some stipulations. You got to be careful on doing what you're trying to do or whatever. But like I said, it's on you to take care of yourself in the army. Of course, there's other people that will talk to you about how to help yourself and all that stuff. And there's a community there. I'm a PFC, private first class. So, but yeah, you have to be taking care of yourself. Currently, right now, I'm trying to take care of myself so that when I get out, I will have no problems. I get my bonus and stuff taken care of, and when I get out, I'll have at least 20, 30 grand sitting in my pocket before I get out. So that's the plus side for me. Um, but for you guys, yeah, not really. It goes from private, which is like a PVT, like you're like the lowest point, which you basically have no patches, up to like a PV2 where you get a patch, but it's like a like mosquito wings or whatever, and it's like one, it's only one, like one bar mosquito wing, and then you get PFC, which is the mosquito wing with like a U line under it. Basically, I'm on the third step of private. I'm still a private. I'm just like a third step. You know what I'm saying? Next after that is specialist, which basically means you specialize in your job, but you're only like 4 steps ahead of being a private. That's all. And then after that, then you become a sergeant right after, and that's where things take off after that. Like once you become a sergeant, now you're in charge of other people. You're in charge of other soldiers who fall under you. You could run a squad or you could run a platoon. But most of the time you just run a squad, and then you become um, a staff sergeant after that, which now you might be also in charge of a platoon. Oh, I honestly don't think I will. I don't have that much time on my contract, so I probably won't be making sergeant anytime soon. I literally only have like 9 months left. You have to, in order to get sergeant, you have to be a specialist within a year, to even progress up to sergeant. And even if you have that year pretty much down pat, then you would have to have, they have this packet called BLC, and basically you have to take a test and everything in order to get up to rank of sergeant. I don't have those qualifications because I haven't even made it up to specialist yet. And even if I did, I only have less than a year left, so I wouldn't have time to do any of that stuff. Um, and then I wouldn't even have the time to be a sergeant at that time. Even if I did get sergeant, I wouldn't have time to be a sergeant because I would be getting out. But like I said, getting out or staying in is a choice, and I'm I'd say I'm a little bit less than halfway to 20 years. So, but yeah, I choose. No, I actually don't. Reason is because I was focusing on taking care of me. And if I have a girlfriend now, I got two people or three people to worry about taking care of. Like I would have to be taking care of myself, my girlfriend. My girlfriend has a son or daughter. Now I got another mouth to take care of as well. And for me, it's not balancing out. Now I do hope that later on in life, I do find. And don't get me wrong, like when you guys are young now. I'm like 27, so for me, finding a girlfriend should be like the last thing that I'm thinking about. But at the same time, 27 is the new 30, and or getting between 25 and 30 is you're pretty much, yeah. But you guys are young, so honestly, do what you can, have fun. Um, when you're old enough to understand, you go out and about, you could actually, just hit clubs and, um, talk to girls at any time. You can get a girlfriend if you want to, but you don't necessarily have to get one. You don't necessarily have to have a girlfriend. Some girls out there are just looking for, like I said, some of you are young, like really young, but, um, yeah, yeah, because you're young, that's understandable. But some people that are like over 20 are looking for, like girls sometimes are out looking for like one night stands, or they're just looking to have some sort of fun, some sort of party fun. Maybe they might just want to be with you for a couple of weeks, couple of months, or sometimes you might be in a relationship but the relationship doesn't work out. So like I said, your best interest, if you're like just in your 20s or something like that, or like 18 going into 20s, uh yeah, some of that stuff you have to look out for, like you have to be careful. But being in your 20s, like, or going from 18 to your 20s, focus on you, focus on, don't completely focus on the girl or anything like that. Like focus on you, because if you focus on you, then later on the girlfriend thing will happen for you. Like they'll just come to you, and like it, most of the time it just works out. For me it was on and off thing. It worked out for me in high school. Girls were just coming to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, you probably also have to look out for that too, because sometimes that sends you red flags. But um like I said, being a guy, girls come to you because you're focusing on you. When you get older, later on, you would have to speak up. Like later on, you would have to, say, "Hey, how you doing? My name is such and such. What's your name?" They'll say, "Hey, my name is this and that. You're cute." And then you like, how would you like to go out with me and this and that? You know what I'm saying? Like it'll come easy to you after a while. But start focusing on yourself when you get 18 and up to 20, 21. Because once you do that and you get stable, then you're able to do what you want to do. You're able to pick up girls if you want to, or drive around in a car, in a Ferrari or whatever. Not saying you're going to, but when you have that when you have that mentality and the money to do that, then you're able to pretty much run your whole life based on that lifestyle. Then once you get to 30 and 40, you're thinking about, later on you might be thinking about marrying somebody. But like I said, that's not here or there. 30, 30s, you're still going to clubs, but you're not doing as much, and you're more focused on building up who you are when you're in your 30s. Once you get to 40, then you're talking about marriage and all that stuff. And then, you're hoping that you don't get divorced and that you have kids and all that stuff. But like I said, in your 20s, it's all about the fun. It's all about taking care of yourself. It's about grooming yourself. Okay. Um, but yeah, like I was saying, you know, oh, same thing. Like I said, you're young now. Focus on yourself. You know, when you finally decide to hit that button and go that route, you're ready to go. But as far as being in your like 18 going to 20s, which you're not, but when you do eventually get there, then you'll be focusing on yourself. Once you focus on yourself, everything just comes natural. Getting boyfriends, girlfriends, that'll all come natural, or it should come natural. It didn't come natural for me because when I was younger, saying in high school is like, I guess it was a little bit easier for me in high school. I didn't really have that much, what do you call it? I didn't give two craps basically. Like, when I was young, I was focusing on my problems when I was young, and high school wasn't the best thing that happened to me. High school probably was like, just a normal day for me, where I'm just trying to find out what's gonna happen in the next 30 to an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's gonna happen, and then maybe I might be happy for that day, and then when I go home, everything just, it's a toss up. It's a 50-50 toss up. Um, but I had girlfriends in high school. I had friends in high school. Hard to believe, because I was actually, for me, it was hard to believe because when I was in high school, I probably was in my depression phase. So many people now are in their depression phase, and I'm currently in my depression phase, but I'm trying to work through my issues, which is causing me more emotion to come out than I hoped. But like I said, this is about, trying to get people on the right path and let you guys know that you can do, pretty much whatever you set your mind to. You just gotta make sure that your mindset is right and start off young. When you start off young, it just comes so easy. Like this YouTube thing, for example. I wish I had started when I was 18, 19, and 20. If I had did that, I probably would have been okay. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. This video stuff started when, like, I think Twitch, let's see, was it Twitch? I was a game streamer, so most of this stuff started when it was like 2015. Like, if you look into like my bio and stuff like that, the details will literally tell you how long this video's been on. Oh. Um, Not really. I mean, as far as going into high school, just focus on your studies. Um, Make sure you're having good grades so that your parents won't get on you about having bad grades. And also, if you have good grades and you're going into sports, it helps you with the girls if you're into that. Your popularity will shoot up. I don't know. Like I said, at high school, I think at high school popularity was a thing. Um, a lot of people are looking to hang out with popular people, and then eventually you'll learn to, grow as a person, and then you'll figure out whether or not you're good at talking to people or not. Um, but after high school, that's when stuff really starts getting a little bit hard, a little bit like a trial, because you're an adult now. But in high school, You don't have to worry about that sort of stuff. In high school, it's so like I wish if I had went back to high school, things probably would have been a little bit simpler for me, a lot bit easier. If I had changed certain things when I was in high school, I probably would have been less depressed and more happy about the way things were going. You don't have to worry about bills as an like if, when you're a teenager, you don't have to worry about bills too much. I mean, not unless your parents decide to give you a phone bill, which that's different. But other than that, like you really have nothing to worry about. You're getting ready to go to like you're figuring out your future. You're figuring out what you're getting ready to do in the future. And the only thing about school is in school people try to make you think that going to school is the biggest thing in life. It's what's going to spur your life ahead. Now, don't get me wrong, going to school can help you in a certain way, but it's not the highlight of your life. Yeah, I mean, like I said, high school can be fun. It depends on how you look at it. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying like after high school, don't let people tell you that school is gonna be the biggest thing in your life. Um, I mean, it can be if you put it in a certain perspective, but it's not going to be the biggest highlight of your life. The biggest highlight of your life is what you do after school. I wish I had realized um, what I could do after school. Like I said, literally, you know, you could own a couple of small time businesses, you make something work for yourself and all that stuff. It depends on how you think when you come out of high school. Um, But in high school, things is a breeze, or it should be a breeze, not unless you're being bullied, which I will get on that in the next video. Um, yeah, if you want to be an officer, yeah, go for it. Go to junior ROTC, and then once you then after that, if you well see junior ROTC, it's more just to get you started up on what ROTC is going to be like for you going into college. So once you go through, like I said, if you want to, you can, but it'll get you prepped up for what's coming next. And what they're going to say is coming up next is ROTC, which that's your college, or like your college ROTC. College ROTC will make you an officer once you join the army. No, 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 not like a police officer. Like in the army, we have like lieutenants, captains, majors, stuff like that. So when I say officer, when you go into the army, you'll be a commissioned officer. Me, if I was being a sergeant, um, I would be a non-commissioned officer because I'm not commissioned. I haven't went to school to become like you know what I'm saying. So it's different. It's not like a police officer at all. By the way, you can be like a military police if you want to in the army. There are police in the military, but what I was saying by officer, I mean like a lieutenant or a major or a captain or a colonel or something like that. And it pays well as when you keep going up the ranks and stature, you are you definitely will get more money. Commissions means like you um commission means like you pretty much get like a certain amount of money. You get higher amounts of money as you go up the ranks. Um, but with being a lieutenant and a captain and stuff like that, you're in charge of big amounts of army personnel. So that's what I mean by like commissioned. It's I know it's weird, but that's literally what it means. When you become a lieutenant, you are in charge of the people that run the platoon. When you become a captain, then you are in charge of a whole company. You are in charge of over 150 to 200 people in that unit. Once you become a major, then you're practically in charge of overseeing a couple of companies, And then a colonel, same thing. Colonel is a higher step over major. They're in charge of pretty much like everything as far as, running a whole battalion and so on and so forth. Like it just goes on. But if I went to school for that, I would have been a commissioned officer, not a non-commissioned officer. Non-commissioned just means you just joined the army. You didn't go to school or anything like that. You just joined the army. Whereas a commissioned officer, you basically had to go to school for it. So, um, and you don't have to join the army after ROTC. I mean, let me put it this way: when you join ROTC, you could either join the army first and then join ROTC, or you can start off going to ROTC and then joining the army. So after you join the army, you'll be set to become a lieutenant right off the bat. But that's what that is. So what was I saying? So as far as school, high school could come a lot easier for you guys, being that you're going through high school. Uh, but like I said, plan your future out, man. When you become an adult, everything changes. The high school thing changes. You might lose some of your friends. Like some of your friends might not talk to you, or they haven't talked to you in a while. Like some of my friends literally just dipped on me. Like some of my friends, they started getting married or started doing things in their life, going on cruises and stuff like that. Just literally having fun after college, or still going to college and having fun, but they did something to make their self like they did something to make their self better and make their self feel better, a lot happier, and they're making money. They're probably making money somewhere. um like I said, and some of my friends were getting married and having kids, and they just stopped talking to me. That's after high school. Like some of them recently just found me again and was like, "Hey, I haven't seen you in so long. Da 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 da. How's it been? Are you doing something with yourself or whatever?" And then some of these people that are my friends, even though they haven't seen me in a while, they're struggling just as much as I am. But but like I said, you guys are in high school, so it shouldn't be. I say start off with a bang. Start off with a bang. Start off with you going to school, keeping your grades up. Start off with making sure you have friends. Maybe you want to create a group that talks about the important things in life after high school, like what's going to happen after high school. Some of these guys you might want to keep in contact with, so that you could create a business or do something together. Um, just start off nice. Don't do like I did coming out of high school and just start off miserable. Do something with yourself. Become less miserable after high school. Uh, in high school, you're not going to be miserable, but when you come out of high school, you don't want to be that adult that is miserable because you didn't do something that you wish you could have done. And you don't want to be that guy that wishes that they went back to high school to change some things, like me. Like you really don't. So many people wish that they had gone back just so that they could do things differently. They like, oh man, I was good at sports. I wish I had played football. Or dang, bro, I was so good at basketball. I wish I had gone to college and played college basketball. Maybe I would have gotten drafted. Like, don't be that guy. If you want to do something with yourself, be that person, right? Be that person that changes their self for the better. In high school, starting from high school. Some of you guys say you want to go into the army. That could be a good start for yourself. Just make sure you are taking care of yourself. Don't struggle hard, try and think hard. Don't think too hard about it, because then you're gonna be like forgetting the things that's important up here. Like you're gonna be forgetting things. Um, you're gonna literally be like, okay, I'm in the army. Like, think about what career choices you want to make. Do you want to keep going the rest of your 20 years and work hard and become the best army soldier in the world, and then come out and be straight? Because once you come out after your 20 years, you literally still get paid even if you're not in the service. And in my head, I'm like, I know this, but the reason I'm getting out doesn't have to be the reason why you're getting out. My reason for getting out is because I'm injured, and I've been going through things that I really wish didn't happen right off the bat. Things are happening to me, and it's not a good feeling for me. Like, I'm having financial difficulties and I shouldn't be. So um, I wish that I could push further and keep doing what I can. Now, don't get me wrong, I can still go back into the army and do what I want to, and have a good army. But my issue is there's too much stuff going on in here, in my brain here, and I can't. I'm feeling drained. I'm feeling completely drained. So, but once I, you know, drain what's up in here, and start, starting fresh from here, from ground zero, then I could be truly happy after. And that's what I'm looking for. That's why I started this whole video. This whole video is about ground zero, starting from ground zero. That's what it's really about. Um, I hope you guys understood what I'm saying. And being that most of you guys are teenagers or in high school, I hope that you guys start off with a clean slate. Don't get in trouble. Don't do any crazy stuff in high school. Just be a good kid and just do what you have to do in high school, so when you get out you have no issues outside of that spectrum. High school and college and adulthood is a whole different spectrum. It's a whole different piece of the pie. Like, it's totally different. Right now I'm about to go and talk about some finances over at the Delaware Labor Department. So I hope you guys were listening to me, and really think about what you want to do in life. Really think about what it is that is important to you. Do you want to go to college? Do you not want to go to college? If you do want to go to colleges, I could speak on that stuff to help you be a little bit more inspired about going to college. If you don't want to go to college, I could still inspire you. It's just going to sound a little different from what's going to be talked about going to college. If you guys are here, if you guys are adults on here, please hear me out. Like, I'm an adult with you. I want to help you to understand what you can do as an adult so that you can be a better adult, feel better about yourself. Maybe you want to treat yourself to a mani pedi. Maybe you want to make sure your skin is straight. Make sure you don't have leather skin. Like, make sure you just have, skin that's not peeling off. Maybe you want to get a nice haircut, or maybe you want to grow your hair out and have, dreadlocks or something. Whatever it is, let me know what you guys want to do so that I could best talk about those things. And like I said, I'm willing to also be inspired too. Like, I've this past couple of weeks, I've been watching this show on YouTube called I guess it's called No Jumper. Uh, like, this one guy, he talked about a game, and he talked about how he's been in the game, and like, I was just mind blown because the things that he's done, and he changed himself for the better. Like, don't get me wrong, he's still out, he's still up. Like, when he was younger, he told me about his he told us about his life, like what he did in the past. But he changed up. He retired from that, whatever was bad in his life, and he made something good out of what he liked to do. And right now, what he liked to do is podcasts. So I'm kind of happy about that. I feel inspired. Certain people I've been watching so far on YouTube have been inspiring me. So I've been wanting to do better. I've been trying to do things to be better. You guys are watching me now. I want to help you guys to be something that, not saying you have to be better, just saying that when some of you guys are young, start off good, start off great, be who you should be who you want to be. Not some of these people that are going to jail and being different. Be something different. Be something that you want to be in life. If you want to go to the army, that's great. If you don't, that's great. If you want to go into the Air Force or something, that's great. Just know that there are some things that you have to do. And there are some things that can make you a better person, or can make you a different person. You might change. I know I did when I came out of the Army, I completely changed. My body changed. My stance on things changed. Political stuff changed. Like, I'm not, I know young when I was younger, I'm not that big on politics. But now it's like things that I be saying come off legit. Some things that I come off make sense sometimes. So, but for y'all, for those of y'all in high school, I wish the best of luck to you guys. Hopefully one day I could walk up into a school and inspire a lot of you guys. But right now, most of this is for adults getting up from out of high school, going into college or not going into college. Some of the stuff that might happen, that might be a mistake, it might not be sometimes. And like I said, a lot of the things you guys have to do might not have to be a mistake. Going to school doesn't have to be a mistake. Not going to school doesn't have to be a mistake. It just don't want we just don't want kids or people that's get ready to be adults to have the wrong idea. And I never truly want you guys to have the wrong idea. I want you guys to have the right idea, the right concept about stuff. I'm not saying it's bad to go to school. It's good to go to school. Just you got to make sure you have a legit reason why you're going to school. And when you're going to school, think about what it is that you could do outside of school. What is it that's going to be detri ooh, sorry. What is it that's going to be detrimental to you after school? What's going to be detrimental to you after college? Like, a lot of people are going to college for business and stuff like that. You don't have, it's not about going, when you're going to college, it's not about starting off a business. It's about getting a job in a business, working a 9 to 5. That's what that really is. And there's no guarantees that you're going to get those jobs. But at the same time, you could, like, stuff like going to be a doctor or a lawyer or a nurse or whatever. Those things you have to go to college, because those things are something that nobody knows about on the outside. Like, nobody knows that stuff. So that's all I'm saying. But as far as me, I'm starting on ground zero. uh, Tomorrow I'll do another video talking about day one on ground zero. I will be showing myself going and getting myself taken care of. um, I don't have the battery life right now, but I'll be charging up. I guess I should probably do another video today showing what I'm doing today, as far as like why I was outside this morning. Um, but yeah, like if you're but being that you guys are young and I just saw a couple of you guys on here, I just want to say, um, just finish up school. Be the best kid that you can be. Not saying be better. You have to be better than everybody, but when you're going to school, just be who you are. Be a kid. Show people that you don't have to change who you are to be a good person. When you're in high school, like I said, things come so easy in high school, and kids don't know it. Like, there's too much stuff going on, and in school, kids are being bullied. I don't condone bullying in high school. I really don't. Like, when I was in high school, I saw that stuff. People were always getting in fights. Bullying is not good. Be different. Be a kid. Y'all are kids. Y'all are acting like some of these adults out here, and what y'all do in high school will leak out into the future, and you're going to be the same person that was that same kid in high school, getting yourself just getting like just out here bullying people. It's not fun. It's not cool. If you want to be cool, be different. When you get out of high school, instead of being a monster, be something different. Be a monster in the business. Be like a business guru or something. Don't come out here and be a bully. All right. Don't end up going to jail like some of these people out here. Time and time again, everybody's going to jail. And if you are still going to jail and you've been a good person, stay a good person. It doesn't matter what you went to jail for. Just keep fighting. Just keep fighting to be a good person, and let people know that they caught the wrong person. That's all I got to say today. Only had a good hour to be on this video. Um, shout out to a couple of my fans that been asking me to pop up a video. I really appreciate you guys telling me to pop up a video. I've really been going through the motions. I've been away for a couple weeks, so I wasn't able to edit any of my videos. But I will be doing definitely another video tomorrow. I might do another video today. I don't know, but there are a couple things that I was thinking about, and I was like, I'm a gamer and trying to be an influencer at the same time. I'm trying to be inspirational, so I was thinking I might just go ahead and put those two together. They're two different niches, but I really feel like I need to try to put those two together so that people can hear me and watch me play at the same time. If you haven't seen my Twitch channel, please go on my Twitch channel. It's the same name as this YouTube, Private Skull 1. Just go straight on my Twitch channel, watch my Twitch videos. I've been playing Elden Ring for the past couple, well, not the past couple weeks, like a couple weeks back. I said like 3 weeks before, I was playing the game. Elden Ring, for me, I think Elden Ring is nice, but people keep saying it's bad, but it's really nice, even though it's hard. It's just hard. It's not impossible. It's just hard. So, but yeah, guys, like, if you want to hear more inspiration, or maybe you just want to see me play the game or something, watch me on Twitch. I'll definitely be doing it big on YouTube. Just follow, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see what comes up next. But yeah, I gotta take care of myself. I gotta go and do something about my life. But you guys stay tuned. Just stick around, and you will see how different things could be when you work hard enough, when you think about stuff and not think too much about it, but like just put yourself in a position that's going to be good for you. Those of you guys in high school, I wish the best of luck to you guys. Uh, that one kid said his mom's gone, but he had a tragic past with his mom. I'm sorry about that. I don't know how to best tell you that that's messed up, but at the same time, try to push forward. All right, try to push forward past that. Try to find something good in your life that'll make you happy in life. Um, all this depression and stuff is not healthy. Find something that will uh, keep you in check. All right. The rest of you guys that's on here that's in high school, like I said, go to school, study up, make sure you're living that high school life. Live it up, live it up, live it up. Because once you get into the adult world, it's up for you to try to live it up again. Treat adulthood a lot better than you would in high school. Become a person that's easily open to people talking to you and stuff. All right. Like I said, I hope to do better as far as these YouTube videos, these live videos. Hopefully, I will be financially taken care of after a while, and I'll be doing a lot more with myself on these videos. But yeah, I hope to see you guys on again. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Go on my Twitch channel, hit me a follow or a subscription on there if you want. The subscriptions do cost on Twitch, but you don't have to subscribe. You can just follow. And yeah, hope to see you in the next video. Peace.